trying to force the launch of Astro Boys. We've seen the campaigns for months. Jazz and team have been drilling into us. We know they're coming. They will make an appearance tonight as well.
Cy Williams here, Editor-in-Chief of High Canada Magazine, and yesterday was the first stop on our official Coast to Coast tour, where we are checking in on the health and checking the pulse and all the vital signs. The Canadian cannabis sector, and that's coast to coast. We're in Ontario, where we did the Grow Up Conference, Hall of Flowers. We checked in with cannabis shops in Ontario, and did some stuff in the Six Nations and Hamilton, Burlington, Stony Creek. And we are pretty excited. We're pretty excited to really officially get going. Yesterday was the Retailers Connect Gala, and I went as media and with some friends who are in the sector to cover this event, but really to check on the pulse of the Canadian cannabis sector's Ontario retailers. So many independents who were out there last night. Jazz Samra, VIP Media, VIP Entertainment threw an amazing Retailers Connect party. And one of the big highlights was this. Now, when I saw aliens walk out onto the floor to promote Jazz's new Astro Boys brand, I was like, are these guys in costume? And then I got closer and I realized this was either some of the best makeup that I'd seen in real life, or these were real aliens that have somehow joined our Canadian cannabis sector. And I tried to talk to a few of them over the course of the evening, and they are indeed very alien. And it's a new world, and I understand that aliens walk among us and are part of the world. I'm a deep conspiracy guy, and I believe in just about everything, and I've had my fair share of interesting things happen to me, but I never predicted the day where I would be attending cannabis events in Canada and be in attendance with residents of other planets, with alien species. Although I did see that they had a definite love of the planet, and they seem to thrive in that special vibration that you find at cannabis events. And I find that vibe at cannabis events across Canada. But it was certainly interesting for me, and as my first stop, having an intergalactic encounter with these 4 aliens who were in attendance, and geez, I'm gonna have to learn about a whole new group of cannabis enthusiasts out there. It was well attended, the Retailers Gala, the Retailers Connect Gala. And there were lots of LPs and brands in attendance and auxiliary brands, and everybody went home with a bud box, and I got some samples of the new Astro Boys as well, to see what these aliens are willing to come all this way to our planet to help cultivate. What I did learn in my journey yesterday, talking to retailers, that the independents, are not doing too badly, And my overall impression after talking to dozens of retailers in Ontario is that if you're not doing okay, then probably cannabis retail isn't where you're supposed to be. Because I know a lot of people who've broken even, a lot of independents who are doing really well. And yeah, those big chains are out there too. But it does my heart really good to hear that the independents are doing as well as they are. And again, if you're an independent and you need help, there are resources available for you to up your sales, to educate your bud tenders. Canna Reps is a good one out there, and in British Columbia, and they travel all over Canada as well. And even after some advice from some of Canada's best cannabis education people, And if you are still struggling and you're not doing well, my friend, maybe it's time to rethink what you're doing, because there are a lot of them out there are doing very well. And a lot of it comes down to careful curation of what they're offering to the public, and they're not buying indiscriminately, and these retailers have their fingers on the pulse of what is hot and what is not. So I found it a fascinating first stop in our Canadian coast to coast tour. First official stop. We've been doing all sorts of fun things all month, gearing up and getting ready for it in Ontario. I am especially excited to head out to Nova Scotia. Our next issue is going to be a Nova Scotia centric issue, our Nova Scotia shout out issue. And I'm pretty darn excited about that. We are finishing the corrections on our new issue number 96, which is our all summer fun issue. We talk about the importance of independent cannabis media. We layer in all sorts of types of music, from Minty Burns on the cover to all the artists performing at the Unicorn Music Festival, and of course what Harry White, our friend, our editor, and one of our longtime advisors to the magazine, has been doing with his Keep Live Alive, and trying to hold on to this Canadian performance landmark that's in Hamilton, the Lyric Theatre. You might know it from its time as the CHCH Studios, or the home of the hilarious House of Frankenstein. But it is an awesome live music venue, and I know my friend Harry White is trying to keep this venue alive and get it revitalized and brought back. And I love the idea of artist venue trusts, of restoring legacy buildings back to their former glory. I love live music. Music and cannabis go hand in hand, and my journey through the cannabis world has been punctuated and narrated by some of the most beautiful music, and I have encountered so many amazing artists that I just love listening to. So live music is such a big part of that, and it was a natural fit for High Canada Magazine to focus as much as we did this month on live music, on keeping live music alive, on all these amazing artists, on all these great things that you can do in Canada this summer while you're high, all these great events on the West Coast. We talk Sabrina Muhammad, Trim Queen, she's got a great article on her experiences in Hawaii. And let me tell you, this is 100 pages of spectacular summer fun. And there's some really good messages in there too. So I'm really proud of it. That'll come out over the next couple days. And then we're eastward bound. And you know what's really great about this tour is that I am also a judge. I'm one of the, how would I say that? Am I a judge? I'm a comparison person. So I am involved with the Unicorn Music Festival and the Rosebud Bowl. And I am grading the flower from the flower part of the portion of the comparison event. And they are mailing that out to me in Nova Scotia. So I will be on the East Coast with some of the best British Columbia cannabis that's out there. I know who's competing, or I have a pretty fair idea who's competing, and I know that this is the best of the best that come out to the Rosebud Bowl for this comparison event. So me showing up on the East Coast, I'm bringing British Columbia's A game with me. So I've got a lot of fun East versus West stuff that I'm planning right now, and like I said, I can't wait to get out there. We're also we're planning some stops in Quebec, in Northern Ontario, and Calgary, Edmonton, and I plan on being in Salmo, British Columbia, at least by August 8th, for the Unicorn Music Festival and Rosebud Bowl, and I'll be grading my whole way across. My plan is to do video logs as often as I can, get them up on our YouTube channel, and keep you informed about where I am in this great land of ours. Okay, that's it for me right now. I'll talk to you soon.